had to put that back. Excuse these people with no catalytic converters. As you see, I got the shade in. I need to adjust it, but I will do that when I replace the rear glass and put my LED stuff in. We're about to go stick the headliner in. It got done last night, so we're about to get that picked up, and that will move us forward. I washed the car when I got home. It's all the dust and shit, so I got the wheels cleaned up because they look like shit, and yeah, I'm okay with my exhaust valves being open because this shit sounds amazing. We're getting it in. Also, don't spray a car with your windows down, because that happens. But yeah, shout out to Cease. So surprise, despite this, my interior is actually going back together. Seat cleaned up nice. Headliner's fucking awesome. This side of the dash, minus that. You know, I'm still sorting through like those little trim pieces and stuff, so I'm not taking anything out. Like, I'm just putting stuff back where it goes. Yeah, I cleaned this. I cleaned this door panel and that seat, and it, yeah, that's all right. We might have something on our hands here. But also this roof. Can we just, yeah, 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 woo, yeah, like. I was up before the sun was, and it was humid then. That's how I knew. I said, bro, it's, oh. I still got a fair bit of work to do, but the car's almost done. Almost done. Some things went back to the upholsterer, some stuff I did yesterday. He wanted to take a peek at it. He said, no, give me that. And I said, okay. So he's doing those things right now, and I'm doing my things. Yeah. Should I be under the car and in it? Yep. But I don't believe in rushing my days either. I'm going to get there when I get there. Like, yes, I should have some sense of urgency or punctuality, which, for the most part, I do in all things. But the morning is the one, immovable thing. See that noise I just made when I sat? That's what happens when you work 15-hour days a lot. Given what I just said there, long days mean that at least the first hour of the day is mine. And granted, I can do whatever I want today. But the first hour of the day, like, I take my time making coffee, like, I take my time, drinking it, and I smoke the cigar with it, and I enjoy it, I have a good time with it. There's no need to rush the morning, because typically, I've seen, anyway, the first hour of the day kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. So, do I want to be overly leisurely? No. But do I want to just be in, like, an anxious panic all day either? No. So, yeah, I don't negotiate on the mornings. At all. Like, at all. Someone called me. It's 8:05 now. Someone called me, said, hey, I need you to come look at this, look at this car. We gotta, I want to get a detail done today. I'll be there at 10. I almost always schedule my jobs, like, sometimes between 8 and 9, but mostly between 9 and 10. And it's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I'm, because I don't want to do it. But because of the aforementioned, the morning is mine. That's the one. It's just me. I could sit here, look at my toys, smoke a cigar, drink coffee, enjoy the sunrise, look at the birds, all that shit, I don't think enough people do that, actually. So yeah, I don't do that, actually. I think a lot of people wake up in a panic. They got 6 alarms on their phone. And they got fucking scarf down their coffee, and they kind of miss the morning. They live for work. Like, that's hectic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some of it has to do with time management the night prior, so that you can get up. But look at that. Like, there's a lot of like, binge watching and shit like that goes on, until like 1 or 2 a.m. And then, 7 rolls around and they got to be at work at 8 and they wake up and like in this, like, why would you want to wake up like that? So this isn't a judgment at all on people to do that. The way that I want my life to always be is just like this. Wake up and just enjoy the morning. That's what I do. I really need to sort out this radio issue. I was considering just driving down, headphones, Bluetooth speaker, something like that. But first off, that's ghetto. It's ghetto as fuck. The car is so nice. Like, aside from the texture of the clear, which is a solvable problem, the quality of the interior, the headliner, the paint, the overall look, the little mods that I did, everything looks so good. It doesn't make sense to not have radio. It's a short somewhere. I'm just gonna tear the driver's side of the dash apart, and I'm just gonna figure it out. I have to have a radio. I bought a secondary, or really a primary, fuel pump. Not a primary. It's a little Edelbrock joint that I got from O'Reilly, and it's an inline external pump. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put it between the tank and the actual primary pump, which is a Bosch 044 unit. Remember, I have a 67 Mustang gas tank in this car, so I have an external fuel pump, and the whole setup is I fabricated that for the quad exhaust. I'm going to put that in line before my Bosch unit because over the past couple of years I've noticed when it's really hot, like it's going to be today, my fuel pump likes to overheat after about an hour. But my fuel tank gets kind of hot, and that causes the gas to get hot, and that everything just overheats the pump, overworks it. So I've had to like pull over and squirt water on it, or like let the car sit for a little bit, or if I can roll into a gas station and put more gas in it to kind of cool things off. It seems to be pretty happy. But I'm going to put this secondary fuel pump to assist the primary fuel pump in getting the gas out of the tank and to that, so that it doesn't have to work as hard, so that I can alleviate that. This is a 10-hour trip. I don't want to be doing that every hour. Fuck that. And it's just not good for the pump. So I'm going to do that. I am going to finish sanding and painting the window trims. The last thing I got to do. I did the passenger side yesterday. I sanded it down with 180 to get all the anodizing off, which is, good God, it's hell. And then edge primed it, and then just trim black paint over it, and it looks really good. Looks like factory shadow line. The vinyl, or it was vinyl wrap before, and it worked, but it wasn't a permanent solution. So I thought about like plasti dipping, but that's more work. I have to break more clips and take it back off, and just buckle down, knock it out. So we're gonna do that today. Do the driver's side. I'm going to wet sand on the very bottom of the doors on the passenger side because they're a little bit dry. It doesn't look great. I'm at 3,000 over a lot of the top surfaces, probably 2,000 or 15 on the bottom of the doors, just so we can get some reflectivity between like the side skirts and the middle part of the door. It's very obvious, so I'm going to take care of that. I did my taillight last night. Here's that. And yeah, I got my fog lights put in. I made that bracket work. I took one from the passenger side and literally flipped it. Apparently you can do that with a little modification. That'll put it in there. Those work. I need to change the ballast of the bulb. It's got some issues with igniting and staying lit. My rear parcel shelf I wrapped yesterday morning, and it lit pretty well, but in some of those pockets it lifted back up, and it's because of the adhesive that I used. Everything else turned out really good, but the adhesive that I used just wasn't good enough for a big stretch like that. All my pillars are done. They look great. I've been doing some dyeing on the seats and some high wear areas. I've been taking care of that. What else? There's a list of things to do. I'm gonna go pick up my spare tire. It's just little small stuff. So the plan is I'm going to drive to St. Louis probably this evening. That'll take 2 hours out of the trip, and then that'll make tomorrow's trip an 8-hour trip instead of 10. The other logic behind this is if the car, because I haven't really driven it long distance, I've taken it to Kansas City a couple times, St. Louis a couple times, but if there is any issues, or if there are any issues that arise, between here and St. Louis, I can see how the car is going to behave and things like that, and I can service those in St. Louis tomorrow morning, and then go from there. So that way I can do like a little test run this evening. So that's the logic there. I can leave early tomorrow and be there afternoon tomorrow on Friday. I can still check in. I got till 10 p.m. tomorrow to check the car in, if not Saturday. But yeah, we're gonna knock those things out after I finish my cigar. And for the most part, she's ready to ride. So we'll update. I had to take a break. I've been out there all morning. It's hot as shit. Wiring in the sun, no. Not my favorite thing to do. I'm glad that I decided to do that, though. I'm glad I decided to wait until later to go to St. Louis, because it gives me more time, because I'm glad that I did that. I got it tuned right. It sounds pretty damn good, not gonna lie. Shit, that heat was kicking my ass, dude. I had to come inside to take a break, because, wow, the car is very close. It is very close. Once I get my personal shelf back from my upholsterer, he said he wanted to touch up a few things. I mean, he did the headliner, and he was just like, yeah, I ain't gonna have my name on the headliner and then, have other shit looking like it was done at home. And I didn't take offense to that, because he was exactly right. It's not getting any cooler outside. We're just taking a short break, and I'm going to go outside and put the fuel pump in. It's 11:50. It's gonna be hot. I don't look forward to it. Let's go. I think I'm gonna do a fourth gear pull and see what she does. I mean, if it's starving, doing a fourth gear pull, she's not going to. Nah. So that means I just got burnt for nothing. Chemical burnt for nothing. Or maybe it will be fine for 10 hours. I really don't know. That's why I'm getting it out in the heat, driving it, running some errands and stuff, so that I can really test this idea out, because off the jump, I'm not loving it. Hopefully, though, I mean, think with me, okay? Hopefully, by putting something that's meant for custom setups, drag cars, so on, before the original pump, if anything, since that pump is 10 years old at this point, I bought it for my E24, my first BMW. I never used it. Then a couple years later, when I did the V8 swap on this, I ended up putting it in there. So that pump I've been using for 7 years or so. So again, it might be on its way out. So I just didn't want to take the risk going. I didn't want to take the risk. I really didn't. I think that the setup I've got right now, buddy at the store told me I could just keep this mini one as a backup. So yeah, I want to go home. Luckily, changing this one should be pretty easy. Or installing this one should be pretty easy. I didn't think that I was going to need to bring an extra bucket of fuel. Now, good news for the day, okay, is my upholsterer got my my shelf done, and it looks a million times better. That's why he's professional at that, and I'm not. I did okay on my pillars and stuff, but he got them bitches tough, boy. Got that bitch tight. Tight. So I'm excited about that. That's the interior portion of the car. Pretty well completed. So, woo. But still, damn it. Listen. That little pump wasn't gonna do shit. Now, also understand that I realize that the car runs fine under normal conditions. Like if I'm just cruising around, it would probably be fine on the highway, you know, and so on, because there's not that big of a demand for fuel. But I'm not going back to what I have like in my E38 where the bitch is constantly in limp mode and I can't have fun in the car that I fucking built to have fun in. Particularly this car. This car is built to be fast as shit, and under all other conditions, it's that. So I don't want to go backwards. You know, yeah, it's safe to take it, or probably safe to take it down there, you know, a 10-hour drive with this. But I know that I'm gonna get into a little bit of shit when I get down, like a little bit. I'm not gonna go like full on street racing, but like it's gonna be some times I want to open this bitch up and go. So fuck that $200.
I got about $200.
Update. I'm sitting, just managed to get to the ATM, grab some money out. And as I was approaching the bank, what's happening here? It started cutting. I wasn't doing a pull or nothing like that. It just flat out started cutting. So I think my problem not only has hindered my overall performance, but it has worsened my initial issue. So yeah, that little fuel pump I put on there was a complete waste of time. Like it's barely running right now. So I'm just gonna leave it parked here. See, it won't even stay running. I'm gonna leave it parked here and I'm gonna go get some water so I can cool off my primary pump. And then I'm gonna drive to a car wash. Just another trick that I've done over the past couple years is I would know where car washes were on my way to where I'm going, and I would just pull in there and hose it off. Yeah, we're back rolling. For now, they hooked it up over at Shortwave. They gave me 2 gallons of ice water. They had some old milk jugs. So they put some ice water in that for me and I'm back on the road for now. So yeah, I get to go back home in this heat again. The new one in it. But after this, we should be good. Then driving 3 feet to my house, it's already starting to do it again. So this is why I did this test stuff. So I did that last night, or bought it last night and put it on this morning and wanted to test drive it, because dealing with this the whole way down there, nope, got me out. So I'm back at the house finally, and while it cools off, I'm gonna finish up the rest of my shit that I'm gonna do off the car, and whatever the hell. She's making me work for it. I managed to get that paint done decent, on time, and then she had one more trick up her sleeve for me. That's how she is. I'm having a bad time. I've been fucking with this fuel pump for hours. For hours. For some reason, I can't find the right combination of wires to make it make the new one run. I did a bench test on it with a separate battery, and the fucker comes on and it pumps gas, but for the life of me I cannot get it to run on the car, despite the same, like, and it's not supposed to be this hard because I know which one is the fucking power wire. I put the bitch on there and it don't power up. Yeah, I just can't get it to. There's like 4 ground wires in the, like, there's like 5 wires total. One of which is the fuel level sender, which I never moved that. The other one is the power to the fuel pump itself, which is a green and a purple wire. I was okay. I put that on there, and then the other 3 are grounds. So I'm like, okay, ground them shits out with the new ground for the new fuel pump, and put the goddamn purple wire on it on the red side, and you should have a ball. I'm not having a ball at all. I have no feeling in my fingertips, worse than I did before. You know, worse than I did yesterday after doing all this body work and, you know, stretching of fabric and all that shit. And then I'm deeply frustrated. It's not a fuse. It's not fucking Like, what the fuck is it? Like, someone explain this to me. I am mad. I'm actually mad. I'm driving my new 750 up the street, so I'm less mad, but I'm still fucking mad. It's like, I gave myself a little bit of, leeway, not trying to leave today, not trying to drive to Georgia today, so like I did good in that aspect, but I didn't intend to give myself another fucking 6 hours just to fuck with the fuel pump. Like, this is supposed to be a very simple operation here. So I'm getting, frustrated because there's other shit that needs to be getting done. It's not getting done because I'm using all of my energy to do this fucking piece of shit. Like, I'm supposed to be doing some polishing, supposed to be doing a little bit of painting and trim. I'm probably gonna have to plastic it now just because it's quicker and it doesn't take my fucking fingertips off. I don't have any more fingertips. If a shorty reached out to me right now to do it, I'd give her the old. I would say no, because I ain't got them. I ain't got them on me. I'm sorry. It was already supposed to be in St. Louis. Like, now, that was my plan. I was like, I'm gonna give myself a little extra time, maybe an hour or two, just to, make some shit pretty and whatever. I could just get to St. Louis and just finally, like, one fucking night, just no. Even though the worst part is that when I try to start it, like when I crank it, it actually tries to start. Like, it's got little. So it's like, it's fucking with me because it's like, are you getting gas or no? Like, I need a clear-cut answer. If it's just gonna crank, it's obviously not getting fucking gas. But when it's just like, like, and it, bitch, what are you doing? Bruh. Green and violet. That's green and purple. That's the wire. It comes from the plug, that comes from the relay, and that's fine. And then it goes to the fuse box. Fuse 23, which is a 15 amp. And then from there, it goes through 2 plugs and goes to the back to the fuel pump. Still green and violet. Same fucking wire I've been working with. And then it's just grounded on the other side. So what the fuck? Why? This is wild. I ran a wire straight from the fuel pump to the battery and started up and let it run some gas, to prime, repressurize the system. So I figured when I turned the key, the car would, because it had pressure, which means it had fuel up there. I'm stumped. Another hour. I figured it out. I swapped relays. I jumped the relay to bypass it. Swapped ECUs. I made sure both pumps were working. I put the wiring back how I believe I had it and tested a hot wire to both of them. They both come on. It seems that the car is flat out not sending signal to the, the ECU's not telling the fuel pumps to come on. Why that would be, I cannot imagine. I've swapped this fuse out with like 6 different fuses. This is such a mind fuck to me because I think I had it wired the way I had it wired the first time when I put the new pump in it. And I told you it was like, it's something seems to be igniting in the cylinders. What the fuck is that? If it ain't gas, what's making that noise? The only thing I possibly think of is the fact that, like, I slightly rotated the pickup and that it may be sticking up, not a cube, but like instead of sitting flat in the tank at the bottom, it's like sitting up, and so it's trying to pull gas from up here, and there's only half a tank in it. I really don't like the idea of having to have a full tank of gas or having to refill every half because it's a small ass tank. But I'm about to go to the gas station with my little jerry can and fill them shits up. It's now 9 o'clock.
I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. At least on the other days when I was tired, I had shit to show for it. You know, cars painted, carbon fiber, the headliner, the radio this morning. Now I'm just beat. I'm beat and like half defeated, and I don't like admitting defeat. I'm stubborn as fuck. I get that from my father. I really don't want to admit defeat, but it's getting dark. And after I put this extra gas in it, it has a half a tank in it. If it ain't picking up a half a tank, I don't know what the fuck it's doing. But this whole where are you getting that from? I don't understand that. I still just think it's fucking ridiculous that everything that I did to that car over the past month has some change. And especially just the money and the time I put into it. Like, I stopped working and spent multiple thousands of dollars on this car. Multiple. Imagine if I was paying someone else to do this. I would have paid another 10 grand on top of everything that is in this car. I would have easily doubled what I spent for sure. This is what I struggle with. It ain't like I'm sleeping. I'm gonna take that little piece of shit out. V12? No. M62? No. M60 V30 with 119,000 miles on it. Let's try this one. That goes up to there. It's already unplugged. I was about to come with the shit and unplug it. Sweet. Let's put the shit.
A few moments later.
Yeah, I got my ass kicked yesterday. Over some dumb shit at that. But I got my ass kicked yesterday. So now I'm preparing for battle for the day. Got coffee. I got a cigar. I'm exhausted. I don't have energy, but I got other things. So I think I have a solution. One problem. It runs. However, I got an email this morning. They said that people have to be there by 7 p.m. It's 9:14 right now. I'm in my driveway. I'm not test driven it. This is a plus. It's a plus. It's not leaking. I checked to see if both pumps are on. So both pumps are running, and the upside seems to be that it's got its full power back. Yeah. That didn't feel a little better. So, I'm just gonna run on faith here as best I can do. I got it running. It pulls better than before, and you hear in my voice, I'm through. But I'm gonna run on faith, and I'm just gonna continue working, putting the car together.
fucking, and I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go because I checked my email again. Yeah, I said that doesn't seem right. The email the other day said that you got till 10. Well, now they're saying all cars gotta be loaded in today by 7. So I'm just gonna go down there on faith and see what happens. Cause I built this car to take to this goddamn car show. I didn't build it to take it to Caffeine and Octane. I can do that whenever I want. I built it well so that I could take it to this particular show. There's a lot more shit that I want to do, you know, just in general. I didn't come this far to fucking quit. So while I don't know what's gonna happen when I get there, I'm just gonna go. For the best. So will they let me in or not? I don't know. I really don't want to have it be to a degree where, you know, because they even said in the email not just that you could be there at 10 or till 10 p.m. tonight, but they said that you could do it day of too, between 7 and 9 a.m. One of the first emails they sent said that. So the one today saying that they got to be in there by Friday. Come on, y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna do my thing as best, but as quickly as I can do it. And I'm gonna take this bitch to Georgia. She's going. About 2 p.m. Friday, the day before the show. Just like last year. Exact same time I left. Fixing to just pack my clothes real quick. Despite the mess, the past few days have been extremely difficult for me, but it's about that time. It's about that time. I don't know if I'm gonna get in or not. But she's pretty. Interior's pretty. Fucking towels. Trunk is full. Plate is legal. Classic insurance. I got jumper box, jumper cables, tools in the tool bag. This guy, things I'm gonna touch up when I, day of, while I'm waiting and things are loading and all that. But she's ready, and I got that from last year, the Cross Car Show thingy, just for good luck. I have this still sitting off of it because I don't know if I'm gonna put it on or not. I don't know if I should put that on or not. I kind of like the naked look in the back. It's really clean. So, might do that. Also, hilarious. This dent, I just did that. And I did it for the exact same reason that there was a dent right here that I made sure to take out before I painted the car. When I was putting the bottom trims on, the bolts weren't in the door. And you really got to push up on the trims to get them to sit. Well, door comes off the hinges and falls back, and the frame fell into the body right there after I painted the car 6 years ago. And then today the exact same thing happened on this side. I couldn't even be mad at that. That's a PDR-able dent. I mean, it's on a body line, but it should be fixable. I just couldn't help but laugh at that, for real. I don't have the energy to be angry, for real. I don't. So I got a couple cigars to get me started down the road. I'm gonna stop in St. Louis and get the ones I want. And yeah, I'm about to take off. Close up my black 750 here. I'm so tired. And also, if I don't foresee it, but this car is old. Well, this one too. But if I experience another catastrophic failure, I wouldn't call it catastrophic, but just catastrophic for a road trip, and for whatever reason the car doesn't want to make it down there, I'm just going to accept my fate there. I'm not even going to be upset because I've given this quite literally everything that I have. Everything, like every bit of me. All of my sleep, all of my money, all of my everything to get that car done.
And as my brother mentioned earlier, he said, you know, the fact that you even did that and got it running and everything like that, it just shows you your character, you know, your heart. So, at the very least, I didn't quit when that shit happened yesterday. Bought a fucking fuel pump for 9 hours yesterday, and I didn't quit. So, if a car all the way down there just decides that she don't want to go, you know what? Okay, God. All right. I see what you're saying. Because maybe that's what you were saying yesterday. You know? Maybe you're trying to tell me, hey man, this ain't for you. You might think some shit's for you, but it ain't for you. Or maybe it's just testing me to reward me. Or so I don't know. But I could live with that. I can live with having fought a valiant fight. And if it breaks, I'll just fix it, but I won't make it. But if that's what it ends up being, if that's what's in the cards for me, is that I didn't make it, it ain't because I didn't have the strength. And it ain't because I didn't have the will. It ain't because I didn't have the know-how. It ain't my fault, put it that way. Even though, yes, this all could have been planned out earlier, but that fuel pump should not have taken it. It should only have taken an hour. So if I don't make it, I'm not gonna blame myself. I'm not. I'm, like I said, okay, God, you got it. Alright, there are adjustments I'm gonna make when I get down there, because they're just not gonna be, it'll look nice when it's sitting. Here we go. Here the fuck we go. It's been a very tumultuous time to get there or to here, but we're gonna see what happens. It had a hiccup. So good, but I just got into the sun's over there now, so I'm in a lot more shade, not as hot. So pop the roof open. Pop the roof open. I'm the only E34 in the world. The only 5 Series non-wagon prior to 2016. They can do that. Open this bitch up. That's something to be proud of right there, goddammit. We riding. I did that shit. Like, it's one thing to pay for it, nothing to do it and pay for it. But I did that. That's the fruit of my labor, is that I get to fucking, and I know, like, mad new cars come with manuals. Duh. Like, it's the thing now. But I have the dopeness of, and the what's the word? Oh, exclusivity, but no. I just have the pleasure of driving a car that is as classic as this. Very few people are restoring these cars to really any degree. People are just keeping them running, and like most of them become like quote unquote drift missiles, blah blah blah, because they don't want to like
did that, but like I did the actual roof part, and that's just so fucking cool. That's so cool. This car looks amazing, sounds amazing. Proud moment, not really, but yeah, proud moment. Also, all of this, like everything that I've been through recently and for the past 10 years with this car, but more particularly recently, since you guys have context, this is the stuff, you know, when people ask me, how do you care so much about, you know, cars? I think, you know, a lot of people view cars as appliances, which is understood because for most people, most cars are. You know, people can appreciate, you know, a nice Lamborghini or, you know, something exotic because it looks cool or whatever. But as far as like my why, you know, why do I invest so much? Why do I care so much? This is that type of adversity is the reason. It's when you stick through that shit and see it through, and now you're, you know, cruising along and you're, you know, enjoying the fruits of your labor. That's it. So I learned from this car, you know, years ago, and from my 7 Series as well, that relationships are the same way with people, because when you experience adversity with, you know, your person, and this is true from a military standpoint. That's how hazing and fraternities work. That's how military builds camaraderie. All of those things. When you go through adversity with someone or someone's, you bond over that, and the fact that you guys worked through that and, you know, put in that effort and that labor, like you have emotional labor or physical labor, whatever, invested in that relationship, well, then it begins to mean a lot more. I think there's a lot of people that want to have valuable relationships off the rip. So they want to have these relationships that are valuable off the rip, and it's not emotionally, physically, or otherwise possible to do that. You only get to the point where someone really rides for you, and that's the difference between cars and, you know, people. You know, cars, it does something, I fix it, and we go on, but the bond is still there. But with people, you know, that reciprocity is what makes it so good. But that's only built over time and through experience and through shared adversity. That's not, you can't just, okay, we're dating now, oh my god, I love you so much, like you're the best thing, blah, 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 blah. Like, that never comes through that. Like, a real deep, true bond, like people who've been married for decades, they've experienced decades of adversity. They've experienced decades of life together. That's what creates the bond. So yeah, I care so much about this car because I'm experiencing life with it. I've experienced a lot of life in this car. In fact, I wouldn't say more than half of my life, but a great deal of it, you know, as far as my adulthood has gone. I've had that car. That's why that's, you know, consider it my, you know, my child, my whatever, because I've invested so much into it. That's why when it does fuck shit like it did yesterday, just work through it. And when you walk outside, you see that stare in your face, you got your name on it with some bugs and shit. Bugs? Yeah, bugs splat right on my last name. But you get to walk out to this and see the fruits of your labor. That shit, there's something about that. You wouldn't get, you could get it with a new car. People just be driving shit, but you didn't fight a fuel pump for 9 hours or paint it or anything like that. So yeah, the things that I invest are why I care so much. And I get a lot of fruit out of it because I have awesome experiences with it. You know? Some not so good experiences like yesterday, but also tomorrow and Sunday. Very fucking awesome. This cruise is awesome. Like, look at the sweat that I put into paying off. Anyway, I think that people, because we're in such a disposable time, you know, everything's disposable. You know, this breaks, throw it away, go buy a new one, or like that type of shit. People don't have the stick-to-itiveness that they used to have because we overconsume grossly, and everything is so readily available, everything's so cheap. person is going to have their issues. These things take maintenance. The difference is people should maintain themselves, but given that, then the relationship needs maintenance as well. So if you just, this person, like, I don't like the way that I've seen people say this shit, like, not this, but like, hyperbolically speaking, I don't like the way that this person, I don't like the way that this person, X, Y, Z, it'd be the most superficial shit. It don't even be nothing of substance for real, like, that's why I think personally, the way that Americans used to do it, where, like, graduating class was small as shit, you get really small towns, blah, 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 like, it still works today, but people, again, they just pick that one chick from across the street, or from down the street, or like, whatever, because you ain't had that much to choose from, wasn't on online dating and shit, so they just picked it and worked. I'm of the opinion that that's the closest thing to, like, arranged marriage, like, shy of, like, actually picking the person, like, themselves, but it is the closest thing to it, because you got what you got. Like, you only had so many to pick from, so you got what you got, and then, all right, we're going on down the road, we're gonna figure it out. People, it seems, people think that whatever relationship, whatever person they find, that's going to be, it has to be all these perfect things in order for them to want to invest in it, or it has to be all these, like, people make, like, check boxes and, like, criteria, he needs to do this, he needs to do that, she needs to do this, she needs to do that. Like, the whole time, a lot of the shit that you would demand of that person in a relationship is the shit that comes later. Like, that's where the value's at. But you're not going to get it off the rip, so people are expecting these, like, fairy tale situations. That doesn't come until much later. And then if you just dump the person, you have to keep starting over and over and over and over. You're back at square one every single fucking time. And the same thing, like, with this car. I've had this car longer than any other vehicle that I own. I've had 50 cars. This one stuck around the longest. I had 14 cars before this one. It's my 15th car. And, no, 14th car, yes. And I've chosen to stick with it. And it is the most valuable out of my fleet because of that. That's literally it, because I stuck with it. Whatever you stick with grows in value. Unless it's an actual limit, or this person's actually toxic, like, actually, like, abusive, whatever you stick with grows in value. So this ambient lighting in here, bro, that blue, with the headliner, is a vibe. This shit is a vibe, dude. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Hey, man, I forgot how dope it was to have ambient lighting in a car. Because my 838 don't have it yet. It's getting, color changing and all that shit sometimes. But the blue in here, that shit hits. And it makes me extremely excited for when I do the roof. When I do the roof, oh man, it's gonna be like a spaceship or something in here. Like this, yeah. Like, if visually looking at it, like with it underneath the wood trim and how it hits the leather. Like, when I have it up there, God, it's about to go crazy. Back to it. Shit gonna hit every time, man. Every goddamn time. So I am in lookout mode, so the seat, which is Chattanooga. It's just north. This is where I'm at for the night. So we're in this bitch. When you get crunk. Rides on fleet the folks. No, but on a serious note though. Yeah, we just in here. It's 109. Just us two.
means it's midnight at home. So it's a good little drive, 8-hour drive. Tomorrow we got 2 hours ahead of me. I plan to get up at like 5-ish, 4:35. So it's very little sleep. Shoot that way. 2 more hours. Cause the load-in's between 7 and 9, right? So if it's anything like last year, it's gonna be some shit. It's gonna be some shit. I don't know, so I'd rather get there earlier than later, especially considering that the possibility of me not getting in, I can speak that into existence, but yeah, I'll get there early. So I'll wake up at 5. I'll be there. I'm gonna look it up. Probably there more like 7:30 because Fayetteville's on the other side of Atlanta. And then the traffic's gonna look like, and things of that nature. So, yeah, 4:30, 5. When we get down there, then I'm having me a little bit of whiskey and hit the hay. Yo, why did I leave every pair of shorts that I own except the ones I was wearing at home, along with my belt? I got 2 belts. I have either one of them. Balls. So, I'm in jeans. I have my shirt on. There's my car. I don't know if you can tell whose car that is parked over wherever the fuck by looking at that, but maybe. I'm finna be this Georgia Heat in jeans, bitch. Alright, people. I don't know what the weather's gonna be. I don't. Wish I did. I don't. We're on the road. Also, boy, was that some slumber. That was an episode of slumber. Well, for the first time in a long time, it seems, I didn't want to get up. This is the first time I've actually slept in a really long time. And it was painful to get up. Like, you damn near had to pay me to get up. That shit was feeling excellent. So it's good to know that I actually have the capacity to sleep. But that means tonight though, hey yo, on this evening, on tonight, I am going to sleep probably the best sleep I've ever had. Legit. And then the shower I took this morning felt like a touch from God. I promise you. Like, as sore as my back is, especially after like the drive and stuff. Oh God, I was in that shower living, boy. Also, the weather's the same, at least for right now down here, as it was at home. So you gotta turn the my imaginary heated seats. That's one thing I wish this car had, but it will when I'm paying for the Export tonight. But yeah, got the heat on. It's an early morning, driving through Chattanooga around the little river lake thing they got over there around the Big Bend. And kind of a vibe. I'm about to go on some Larry June or something like that. 6 a.m. in Sausalito. Early morning heat the seats and shit. On a pump, bitch. Let's get it started, guys. Let's get it started. Let's see what happens. Had to. I ain't got no coffee. Yeah.
very close to it. And look at these. Hold on. Look at this. Wait. Yeah, them big honking snippers. It's a girl driving that too. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, I need to. Ultimate courtesy here. I need to wash my car, like badly. I could do like a rinseless wash, but given the bugs that are on my last name, on my headlights, on my windshield, on my hood, on my mirrors, presumably, I need to wash my shit. And I don't need a lot, but a pressure washer would help. I'm not going to pay the detailers that are there, partially because I am a detailer. I brought up my own shit. I know they taxing out the dick. It's okay. Yeah, I need to go wash my shit. So 8:18 still says 8:18. We're gonna see what I can do. I have to be there by 9. Supposedly exhibitors are supposed to be there between the hours of 7 and 9 in order to gain admission and get the car inside. So I'm basically going to find this wash that's on the way and fucking just buzz the shit off and detail the rest of it when I get inside. So that said, yeah, I just drove through actual Atlanta. This shit went from 8:18 to 8:17 to 8:20. What the fuck? Anyway, yeah, I just drove through Atlanta. Traffic is not bad. I guess it's 8 a.m. on a Saturday. It's coming. How the fuck did I lose 3 minutes? Well, I was trying to find a car wash. And I could not. I went to one last year, and I can't remember where it is. And the little self-service joints don't ever show up on Google. So I'm going to have to do a waterless, very intense at that waterless wash on this car when I get in there. It was not ideal for me at all. Not ideal for me at all. But, you know, I've brought up nothing. Literally nothing. I've been looking. I can't find a goddamn thing. Can't find anything. And, well, it's 8:16. I have until 9 to quote unquote check in. I don't even know that I'll be able to do this. I mean, we're gonna find out. I'm a little nervous. Wow. So update, I'm getting conflicting information on whether or not I can get in with the car. First pulled up, lady said check-in was yesterday, we're not letting any more vehicles enter. Then these other people that are in the same spot that I am, you know, they understood the email the same way that I did, where, you know, you pull in between 7 and 9 this morning and drive in. One guy said absolutely no more cars. The guy with the truck and trailer up there paid for 3 vehicles, you know, to have in there. He's saying he can't get in. And the lady in front of me brought her truck up from, I guess, Florida. You know, I drove down yesterday, and, you know, one guy that's with them said that, you know, if you got that exhibitor pass, then you can, I don't know. I think that Buddy's wrong, though. I think that the exhibitor parking pass is the parking pass literally just for someone who has a car inside already, because I've seen on the Instagram of the car show and all that shit, people have a green pass that says competitor, and it looks slightly different than the one that I have. So we're just gonna see what happens. I don't think the 540 is gonna be inside the show. I can go inside the show. I got 2 passes, but I don't think the 540 can. Either way, there's quite a few people that have pulled up this morning and been in the same boat as me. So I'm trying to kind of pair up with them and see what we can put together. So they have a bigger team here this year, I guess, of event
people that do event stuff. So they hired people. It's better than last year where they're trying to do it all on their own, basically. However, it's not organized enough. So I just talked to someone else who's got a car inside, and he said he's on his way down with his other car to display it as well. And I told him that I was told that they're not letting no more cars in to display, but he intends to do that. But he also said he knows somebody that's there, which is how he's doing it. There's so much conflicting information going on as far as, he said, like they're directing people like where to park and shit like that. So I guess when I finally get up there, this is a lot like last year, where it's a fucking parking lot on the corner. I guess when we finally get inside the gate, I'll somehow sneak my way over. Alright, people. I made it. But can't celebrate yet because there seems to be a discrepancy. The emails that they've sent out to the people who are bringing cars in are very unclear. There's a lot of people who have brought, who traveled in this morning and showed up between the allotted times of 7 to 9 a.m. And people that have brought trailers and, their show vehicles and so on. And, well, they're saying, because they sent out an email yesterday that was different from the ones prior. They said that, vehicle load-in had to be done last night. Their vehicle set up and blah, blah, blah. I'm not setting anything up. I'm just in this car. It's just me. So I'm intending to go in there and just park, but I think they're going to try to shoot me off to the side. So this lady at the gate, back at the security check-in she said that she can give me 2 general admission passes. That's the best she could do. And I was just like, okay. So it's unclear whether or not I'm going to be showing this car inside the show. It'll be parked somewhere, probably off to the side, possibly off to the side, but not on the main, the primary lot. That's what I'm worried about. So that's the email. So tell me if that tells you that if you're in there by, between 7 and 9, and then loaded in by 9:30. Like additional support vehicles, trailers, blah, 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 by 9:30 on Saturday, June 3rd. It is Saturday, June 3rd, and...
So you get to park off on the left, and then you can go in.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
All right.
You want to go in?
I mean, I ain't got no other option.
All right. Get you everything. Hey, guys, watch your back.
My disappointment is kind of getting to me. Like, I'm trying to enjoy the Rolls Royce and everything else is out here. But part of the draw of having my car out here is that I'm out here with this shit. That's what made it so special last year, is that I went through this journey and all the work and the classic, sacrifice and this and that and blah, 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 to get the car down here. Last year it paid off, but the way that they organized it this year is not the same as last year. I thought it was going to be better, and to an extent it is, but it's also not. It's also not. So yeah, it's some fly cars out here for sure. Barbecue is about to be nuts at the food trucks. I'm smelling that. That's gonna be real good. But I don't even know that I'm gonna stay the whole duration of the event. I mean, as much money as I paid, you'd think I want to milk everything out of it, but I'm already at a massive loss by not having my car in here. Like, even the layout of the cars, I find mildly disappointing. Let me squeeze between y'all real quick. I find it mildly disappointing because, like, they have everything lined up this way, like where they're all like that, as opposed to being side by side. And like, these two were here last year. This one's still, it's a bad bitch. So is that. But yeah, my shit not being in here is, it's getting to me. I ain't gonna lie, I went through a lot of shit to get that car here. A lot of shit. It's not. It is, but it ain't. Like, I got this shirt made. That's a small cost, you know. But the paint, and granted, I'll be able to enjoy all of the things that I did to the car, you know, for years to come. Don't get me wrong. But this particular event is like my main, or at least last year it became my main thing for the year. Like, I don't do a lot of car shows and shit no more. And I definitely don't, I mean, I travel still, but like, I drove 10 hours with no sleep. With no sleep. I slept for about 3 hours last night, 4 hours. It was the first actual solid sleep I've had like in weeks. And my car's not in here. So I just talked to Ross himself. I said, man, my shit's supposed to be inside. He said, talk to the people. Talk to the car people. Who the fuck is the car people? He said, there's 1,000 niggas in there. Figure it out. I said, okay. This is what he said. And he passed by me again. He said, why are you on the phone, man? Like, why you ain't getting your shit in here? Like, don't make me put you on social media. I was like, yo, that's okay. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so I'm out here. I'm disappointed. Dare I say very disappointed. I'm in here. The 540's on my shirt. That's it. The 540 is outside of the event space, which I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the event space, and there is more than enough room, you know, for more vehicles. I don't like the way they have it organized. I don't. And that could be me being jaded because my car is not in it. And I paid for my car to be in it. And y'all saw how much I paid for it. The lack of organization is flagrant at best. Also, as a precursor to anything else I might post today, or before thoughts are garnered about my car not being in here, I did make it. I made it. My goal was to have my car done by yesterday. I did that. I experienced quite a bit of adversity with it. I mean, quite a bit. Painting it went okay, but you know, I got my headliner, and I spent, you know, a lot of money on it. We went through quite a tumultuous journey to get the car here. And so the car made it. I made it, the car made it. It just didn't make it in. So I didn't fail. They're just on some hoe shit, some very disorganized hoe shit. So disappointment is palpable.
My boy.
Yeah, buddy.
Front and center.
The difference to you.
add to you. Add to you.